coming up on ATV News.
This is not normal.
Why a school board meeting ended in tears for some parents.
We start out with an idea and put it together, and voila, look at what we created.
We will show you why one Logan man is putting toys on his suit.
They have minerals, chemicals, compounds that give us clues to the building blocks of life.
How NASA is working with Aggies to learn more about this world.
These bees are working hard before the weekend. I'll show you if you should too in weather.
Aggie football starts this Saturday. We'll take a minute to reflect on team changes in sports.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
We need to show them that we are not going to comply anymore. We need to show them that we know their games.
There was a parent at Box Elder School District board meeting. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Ting Chen.
And I'm Eric Price. A Box Elder School Board meeting ended within 10 minutes after parents refused to wear masks. Lisa Feinstein joins us live from the newsroom to tell us why their protest backfired.
Yeah, Eric, parents came to tell the board why they think it's their parental right to choose whether their kids wear masks in school. I talked to an epidemiologist about the risks we all face when we don't wear masks.
The thing that me off so bad is that they're used to it now.
This is how Box Elder School Board's October 8th meeting ended.
My kids are at the point they don't want to be here anymore.
But let's go back to how it started. Board members set up to hear from parents, but said they wouldn't go on until everyone masked up.
This is more than just about masks. This is about our children's health and well-being.
When parents wouldn't comply, the board walked out after a unanimous vote to end the meeting.
I'm not surprised. They did this on purpose, knowing we weren't going to want to wear the masks. We don't agree with it. We don't want our kids to wear them. We don't feel this county is at risk right now, especially our kids.
Because it is my right to choose for my children. I know what's best.
While these parents might not think masks are crucial,
epidemiologists say COVID-19 hitches a ride on respiratory particles when we breathe and talk. They blow out 1 to 2 feet, and then they can travel for another 3 or 4. But when you put a mask on, it can slow those particles down. Add social distancing, and we can lower transmission.
The cleaning and the mask wearing that schools have invested a lot of time and money into, from the data we've seen, has translated into very few school transmission cases.
These parents say masks are to blame for their kids having headaches or shortness of breath.
This is not normal.
However,
when you're looking at a large enough population necessary to try and say X causes Y causes Z, there really hasn't been much evidence of that. You know, I don't want to discount the parents or their experiences, because they do know their children's experience and what's causing them problems.
At the meeting, board members declined to comment, saying we had seen everything that we needed to see and that all the information was on their website. All of their meetings will be on their website and on Zoom moving forward. And I called and emailed all of the board members for their own personal statements and didn't get one. Reporting live from the ATV newsroom, Lisa Feinstein, ATV News.
Thanks, Lisa. Coronavirus cases are on the rise locally and nationally. Cases in Cache Valley have increased by 35 since last week, totaling the local case count to 3,738. In Utah, the total case count is 1,181 and rising. Nationally, we surpassed 8 million cases.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The Community Abuse Prevention Service Agency, or CAPSA, lost out on $100,000 from canceled fundraiser event during the start of the coronavirus pandemic. CAPSA's leader, along with the Logan's mayor, made to raise awareness for the work they are doing and to give CAPSA extra funding from the CARE Act. CAPSA's executive director says the money will help provide a safe place for victims of abuse.
Survivors, you're not alone, that despite the spike in requests for help, we're still here and we're ready to help and respond, and just encourage you to reach out for help.
CAPSA report their staff took about 2,500 calls last quarter. With the extra funding, CAPSA said they hope to meet the increased demand for their service. There's a post on our Facebook page. To see how much you know about what CAPSA does, you can also find a link to their website for more information.
The Department of Commerce issued a grant to help revitalize rural communities in Utah.
Poverty affects all of us, either directly or indirectly. Can I get a witness from anybody?
The Opportunity and Revitalization Council's executive director announced a CARES grant of about $550,000 to boost local economies. The Economic Development Administration shared a video about how this grant will help rural areas through COVID-19 and start a playbook on how to boost local economies through the nation.
To revitalize something, to bring new energy is vitally important, and that's what we're doing.
The Union Block building in Brigham City is one of the first Opportunity Zone projects and will become a housing unit for people to live downtown. There are 5 Utah governor candidates this year. With Election Day closing in, we want you to know what platforms they're running on. Spencer Cox is running for the Republican Party and says he'll work on rebuilding the economy, transform the education system, protect Second Amendment rights, and restore Utah's values of civility and service. Chris Peterson is running for the Democratic Party and says he'll set expert-backed COVID-19 response goals, increase rural economic development, help to preserve Utah's environment, and have fair representation of the people. Daniel Cottom is running for the Libertarian Party and says he'll ensure affordable health care, end the death penalty, create tax incentives for renewable energy, and open an office of clemency that makes recommendations to the Board of Pardons and Parole. Richard Whitney is running independently and is focusing on police reform, COVID-19 response, renewable energy, and fair representation. Greg Dwerden is running independently and says he'll hold higher accountability of elected officials, keep congressional spending under control, help to fix the harms of the two-party system, and have more strict conflict of interest regulations. You will see all 5 of these candidates on the ballot this election. To find out more information, go to the link on our Facebook page.
A Cache County man is facing several rudeness charges. 53-year-old Joyner is facing 2 charges which are 2 counts related to child sex rudeness. Police says the victims are 2 female, aged 12 and 10. Joyner is a current registered sex offender, which enhances the charges to 3rd-degree felonies. The police station used to be almost a mile away, but you can meet them here on campus. Located on 2nd floor of Target Student Center, police says the new substation improves response time and helps with ability.
We do have a lot of students stop in and staff stop in, whether they're dropping off some found property or they want to make a report. We're extremely grateful for the university giving us the opportunity to have this spot.
Harry says he hopes people will feel comfortable enough to stop by and to chat with officer. And coming up,
if this keeps an option open for people to be able to utilize a historic trail, then it's a good thing that it's there.
We will show you why those aren't just ordinary RC cars. And
there's so much fun to just go out and just destroy it and then fix and then do it again. That's kind of the purpose of it.
Find out why this flock crossed the road.
frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back. This is ATV Weather, and I'm Sam Walker. We're starting with the national radar here. We've got a little bit of clouds up by New York. That's just part of this low pressure system that's coming in from Canada in the north. But I do want to focus in also on these clouds down here. This green stuff in yellow down here, that's just clouds. It's a little bit of light precipitation. It's just some of the effects from the hurricane that's over there, but it's not going to come inland, so we don't have to worry about that. Now going over here to the Midwest, this big clump of blue and green right here, that's some of that low pressure system that we've been seeing. That low pressure system is coming in two waves. So basically this is the wet and cold wave, so they're getting a lot of snow and heavy precipitation in that area right now. We will be seeing some of that low pressure system in Utah here soon. As you can see, we're right over here, and it's pretty clear where we are right now. If you noticed outside, it's sunny, but that low pressure system is coming at us fast. It's coming up from the Pacific Northwest. If you can see this little grouping right up here, that's what's going to be coming down our way. It's bringing that cold, dry air from Canada, and it's going to be coming right down to us. So the first few days going into the weekend are going to be cold but dry, and then around Saturday, Sunday, that wet side of the low pressure system is going to be coming in. This means a lot to us here in Utah because we have, as we can see here, we are in the red zone for fire warnings. Colorado, California, and Utah are all in the red flag warning area. There are massive fires in Colorado right now. The Cameron Peak fire itself is already the biggest fire that Colorado has ever seen. Look at that. And also in Utah, we're still in the red zone as well. But if we look at our state radar here, we don't have much going on. Like I said, that low pressure system is coming our way, so we don't have a lot of clouds, not a lot of moisture in the air because our humidity index is down. But if we look at our 7-day forecast, like I said, that low pressure system is going to be dry at first. So we're going to have some sunny days, Wednesday with a high of 74 and a low of 36. And then tomorrow, it's going to start to drop down, 55 as a high and 26 as a low. And then on Friday, the cold but wet part of that low pressure system comes in, and we're going to have a high of 56 and a low of 36 with those scattered clouds. And then Saturday, as I was talking about, there's going to be some more precipitation probably. There's going to be some rain and definitely some cloud cover with a high of 65 and a low of 28. On Sunday, we are expecting the brunt of that low pressure system. There's going to be a high of 43 and a low of 19. Also on the rest of the weekend, it's going to be cold as well. We could expect some snow on Monday, and the sun should be back on Tuesday. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Sam. The Utah State Space Dynamics Lab played an integral part in designing the spacecraft OSIRIS-REx, which touched down on an asteroid over 200 million miles away from Earth yesterday. The lab built the camera systems and some of the main detectors to help the Explorer map and collect data from the asteroid. The mission's goal is to collect at least 60 grams of rocks and gravel from the asteroid's surface.
This is a career-defining moment for many of us, to be involved in a deep space planetary mission that will do so much to advance the scientific understanding of humankind, of our Earth, of our solar system.
Hancock hopes the samples collected by the Space Explorer can give insights into the early solar system and the building blocks of life on Earth. The project manager says they should know if they have the sample size they need by October 30th.
What's the weirdest traffic jam you have ever gotten into? People driving into Brigham City on Friday morning got stopped behind a flock of sheep. During the 93rd annual Highway Ship Rancher took over 2,000 sheep on the sand trail they have for over 80 years. The Coastal roads to get the sheep through Sandy Canyon and Brigham City. The rancher says the event is special to them and their families.
To be able to see your children out out working with an animal. It teaches them a lot of value to things that they don't learn somewhere else, in my opinion.
Locals lined the street to watch the ship pass by. Johnson said he is sorry if they inconvenience anyone by stopping traffic, but feel the tradition is good connection to the community agriculture past.
Maybe you've made jack-o'-lanterns or decorated pumpkins to prepare for Halloween, but volunteers in North Logan take pumpkin decorating to another level. Pumpkins were the stars at the 37th annual North Logan Pumpkin Walk this week. Organizers referred to this year's event as the Pumpkin Walk Light because of COVID-19 kept them from doing everything they normally do. Each year it's free to attend and is run by volunteers that say they get a lot out of it.
The joy that it brings people, and to see the kids' face light up when they recognize something or they see something that excites them, we love that. That's why we do it.
Over 30 displays were made by people throughout Cache Valley. About 25,000 people visit the event each year at Elk Ridge Park in North Logan.
What hobby have you picked out during quarantine? Josh Davis is on the quad to show us what some local guys are doing with their free time.
That's right, Ting-Yu. I'm here live on the quad with a 10-scale RC car. I say 10-scale because this car is designed to be exactly a tenth the size of an actual car. I spoke with some real RC experts on just how special this car is.
Something to compare against and see how well the mods are doing. There's a lot of different reasons people are in the hobby. Some of them just to have fun, others really love the realism. They want to recreate a vehicle that they had.
Crawlers are a specific type of RC car designed to climb steep obstacles and do off-roading, but also to create realistic replicas.
It's a great creative outlet as well. So that's part I like. It's painting, it's mechanical. Paint them with darker materials.
Ransom says he enjoys modeling crawlers after cars he's previously owned and making them look to scale.
It's been great. My wife and I will go out and hike to a place and play with the crawler.
But drivers say that it's out here that they have the real fun.
It just adds a degree of difficulty. It's different every time. No matter where you go, it can be a different time of day. The rocks are a little warmer, so the tires stick a little better. Everything's different every time. There's something different every time.
Hansen says the outdoors provides more challenges. He also strapped a camera to the front of his crawler to get a better look.
There's so much fun to just go out and just destroy and then fix and then do it again.
Both Hansen and Ransom say they'd love to start a crawler driver group here in Cache Valley. Reporting live from the quad, Josh Davis. Back to you, Ting-Yu.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up, we will show you how this team is changing and
what team will draft Sam Merrill? Some of his former teammates have an idea.
Shoulder fade, end zone.
Saturday will be the first time the Aggies have played in Boise since this game in 2018, when the Aggies came up short 33-24. Welcome to ATV Sports. My name is Robinson Miles. After an offseason of uncertainty, Utah State football will kick off on Saturday. Practice has been going since September 28th after the Mountain West Conference announced its plans for an 8-game football season. Starting practice so late means no spring football and a much shorter fall camp, which makes preparing for the season a lot harder.
It's almost like you were taking a class that was a difficult class in college, and you forgot when the final was, and all of a sudden you realized the final was tomorrow, so you're cramming all day long to get ready.
In preseason polling, the Mountain West picked the Aggies to finish 4th in the Mountain Division. However, the conference released that poll before its plan to play the season without divisions. Now the two teams with the best record will play for the conference title regardless of division. The Aggies will benefit from returning talent after losing marquee players Jordan Love, David Woodward, and Tipa Naliai. 11 starters returned from last season, 6 on offense and 5 on defense. Head coach Gary Anderson is starting his second season of his second tenure at Utah State, but that's one of the few things that hasn't changed about the football coaching staff. This is how the coaching staff looked last season. Secondary coach Mike Caputo is now a defensive assistant at Baylor. An offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Mike Sanford is now with the Minnesota Golden Gophers as their offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Inside linebackers coach Justin Anna still coaches the inside linebackers, but is no longer the defensive coordinator. Stacy Collins went from running backs to secondary, and rather than being the special teams coordinator, is now co-defensive coordinator with Frank Maile, who went from tight ends to defensive line, which is no longer the position group being coached directly by Gary Anderson. The Aggies have brought in Dave Schramm, former offensive coordinator at Weber State, as the running backs coach. Rock Bellantoni, who is the interim defensive coordinator and linebackers coach at Washington State, as the new tight ends coach and special teams coordinator. And Bodie Reeder, who is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at North Texas, to do the same with the Aggies. Utah State is one of 3 teams in the country to change its offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinators in each of the last 3 years. The Aggies will start the season in Boise against the reigning Mountain West champions. This was the Aggies' game last season against Boise, when the Broncos came away with a big victory, 56-21. Boise State ended last season with a 12-2 record compared to the Aggies' 7-6. Boise leads the all-time series 19-5, and the Aggies haven't beaten them since 2015. Utah State head coach Gary Anderson is 0-4 all-time against the Broncos, 0-3 with USU, and 0-1 as the head coach of Oregon State. The 4A high school football playoffs are now set. 2 local teams will play this weekend on Friday the 23rd. Number 14 ranked Logan will host number 19 Hurricane, and number 17 Mountain Crest will play at number 16 Desert Hills. The other 3 local teams have a bye this week and won't play until October 30th. Now you're ready for all the football coming up this weekend. Back to you, Ting-Yu.
Thanks, Robinson. There are 60 picks in NBA draft. Will Sam Merrill be one of them? Jonathan May shows you why his former teammates think so.
Sam Merrill is Utah State's second all-time leading scorer with 2,197 points. He could be going to the NBA.
Every day he brought it offensively, defensively, and he just set that tempo.
If drafted, Sam Merrill would be the first Aggie dribbling a basketball in the NBA since Desmond Penninger. That would end a 16-year drought of Aggies in the NBA.
He's just been interviewing with lots of teams, and I definitely think that someone needs to take him because they would be getting a steal for sure.
Anderson says he hopes Sam heads to Los Angeles to help LeBron James win another championship.
He does need some shooters, so that'll be big time. That'll be big time. Going to LA, get him a ring or something, that'll be cool.
Bean thinks Sam's best fit is on his favorite team.
Yeah, I think the Thunder would be awesome, man. We're kind of in a rebuild, so I think that'd be a cool opportunity for Sam to take the load and make his mark.
We'll find out if Sam will be hitting big shots like this for an NBA team on draft night, November 18th. Jonathan May, ATV News.
NBC Sports' Brian Burnett says Sam Merrill is one of the best shooters in the draft. In his 4 years at Utah State, Sam shot 42% from the three-point line.
Now, I know you've heard of these little things before.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite toys from childhood.
Well, let's take a look how one Logan man is making Legos a part of his wardrobe. With laughs in the air and Legos around the sofa. For this little girl, it's
the best day.
He's got a racing shirt on.
Mix, match, and connect the pieces. For this 8-year-old, the possibilities are endless.
The best part is you can almost make anything. Coming in for a crash landing.
Legos are a common interest for the Somers family, but their father is the one who peaked it.
I like starting with just a pile of bricks and then ending up with something at the end of the day.
Somers wants to do more than just play Legos with his children. Now he wants to wear his favorite little brick. Legos snap, turning this child's play toy into business casual. But Somers' love of Legos was the building block to his tie bar Kickstarter idea.
These just started out in my head. They're polished, they're pretty nice.
With 6 different colors to choose from, Somers says,
you can customize them, personalize them, go as mild or as wild as you want.
On Kickstarter.com, Somers has a goal of $5,000 to jumpstart his project. Currently, he's a quarter of the way there. But money isn't his main focus.
I'd love to see these things go viral.
Even if he earns enough money for a Porsche or a Lego one, he just wants to enjoy playing Legos with his family.
It's fun playing with my kids and creating something with them, having fun, and I know other people can do that as well.
If you want to help donate to help launch Somers' project, head to our Facebook page where you can find a link to add to the $5,000 goal.
It's never too late to join the new fashion trend.
I mean, I'm always on top of my fashion.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook for updates and the latest shows.
We will leave you with the looks of some ship on their way to Bear River City.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.